till there's peace for everyone, we'll take one more step. One more step. We will take one more step till there is peace for us, and everyone will take one more step. One more word. One more word. We will say one more word till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word. One more prayer. One more prayer. We will say one more prayer till every prayer is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer. One more song. One more song. We will sing one more song till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
Good morning, family.
That's right.
As Gerald always says, good morning, church.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? Welcome to 2020. Let me take this off. A year that we're all eagerly anticipating. Very happy to be finished with, I think, waving it goodbye and good riddance. Most of us are highly anticipating a new day and a new way and some exciting new energy to flow, and it has already happened. About a year ago this time, I said that 2020 would be a year of maybe 2020 viewing, not just 2020 vision, but 2020 viewing, that we would actually observe some things that we didn't necessarily want to see that close and personal. But of course, we've all experienced and we've viewed an evolution, we've viewed a change. Some of it was difficult. It's like we're in the narrowest part of the birth canal, coming into a new awareness, a new spiritual and cultural paradigm. You can resent it all you want, but if you resist it, you will fail, because this is happening now as we speak, and we're moving into a brand new shift in religious consciousness and spiritual awareness and elevated self-awareness. It's just powerful. In a few short days, we will enter a new 365-day planetary revolution around the sun in our galaxy. That's not a small matter. It takes about 365 days for the Earth to circulate, to go around the sun. Excuse me. So that's a year. And then we start all over again, and it's powerful. It's a powerful time to be alive. According to many astronomers and astrologers, because of last Monday's interplanetary conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, what did I say? Oh, you want to talk about it? Okay, I'm just rushed to do it. We're going to talk about it. This conjunction makes this particular New Year's entrance different than others, more unique, maybe more different than in the last 800 years, because we haven't had this particular conjunction in that many years. That's very, very, billions of people nearly neither know or care about these kinds of esoteric and really scientific astrological realities or beliefs, but millions do. And those of us who do are quite eagerly anticipating this New Year's virtues and magical values and mystical presence. This year holds something for the human species overall. We're all shifting. We're all going. I often say shift, S-H-I-F-T, happens. And we're all continually moving in a different direction. I love this quote from David Bowie, the British rock star and artist and actor. Tomorrow belongs to those who hear it coming. Happy New Year, happier new you. Tomorrow belongs to those who hear it coming. Can you hear the sound of tomorrow? Can you hear the sound of change? Do you not see and sense something different? We don't completely understand it, but it's powerful and it's prophetic, in my opinion. The Greek word for sound is eikos, where we get the English word echo. And an echo is a sound out of the past. Sometimes the universe, which is our teacher, uses our past as a rehearsal for our future. It uses our past as a rehearsal for our future. Pretty powerful. Changes, repeat, and replays and tailors itself for each generation. There is a repeat and a replay, but it's tailored for where we are right now. All living things grow, all growing things change, and all change is a challenge. Sometimes it's a struggle, and many people are wrestling with it. Jesus is quoted to have said, you shall know the truth, not believe it, but you shall know it. And the truth you know will make you or create you, that's a creative term, you liberated. I believe there's something creatively powerful in truth. A lot of people believe one thing and know something else. Deep in your soul, our souls, we know somehow everything's going to be all right. You know what I've been doing a lot lately? I've been counting my blessings more than my bruisings. Life and things are never as bad as they seem, and they could always be worse. And at the same time, they're never as good as they seem, and they could always be better. So we have to find that happy, hopeful, holy middle. And there is a place and space in the middle that we can live in. And we have two different extremes. But we find the center space, and we center our space, and center our face, and center our soul on that place of safekeeping. Do you hear what I hear? Remember that song, Do You Hear What I Hear? That song was written in October 1962 with lyrics by Noel Regney and music by Gloria Shane. The pair at that time were married. And they wrote this song as a plea for peace during the Cuban crisis, missile crisis. Who would have even known that? But that's what they were hearing, a sound of change. They wanted to shift away from the violence and the agonies of war and indifference and fighting and feuding. And we're getting to that place. Our heart not only feels and senses, our heart sees and hears. It envisions, it visualizes, it listens to nature, both seen and unseen nature, and connects with nature in ways we don't always identify because we're part of nature and part of the process of being, of existing, flowing and going in life. We're not just human beings looking for spiritual experiences. We are spirit having an earthly encounter. It's the spiritual part of us that knows. The human part of us believes. When you get beliefs and knowing together, they sometimes oppose each other. So we have to negotiate and navigate a deal between what you know, which you came here knowing, and what you believe, which we taught you once you got here. Your parents and grandparents are great, and history itself teaches us certain things, and it's usually jaded. We have a body, we have a mind, but we are in essence spirit. Pneumos, the Greek word, means breath, breathing, essence, Geist, ghost. It's part of who we are. The universe has its own unique and secret sound echo, or I like to call it an echo chamber. The universe has a hum to it. In contrast to swift traveling vibrations and electrical and magnetic fields that we call light, the sounds of the universe are carried by vibrations in space-time called gravitational waves. We are shifting. You're feeling the chemistry in our bodies as a people, as individuals and as a collective people. We are feeling the vibrations stretch the fabric of space itself back and forth in a way that can be detected far away. I'm talking science and spirituality, which I think is the new religion. A connection between science, spirituality, and psychology. thought and spirit and essence. Science means no. Conscience or conscience means with knowledge. There's a new sense of knowledge coming. With all of the artificial intelligence and the technology, somehow they're being meshed together with an almost seamless tie. It's beautiful. It's bountiful. It really is a blessing. And there's no need or reason to resist or resent it because this thing is coming and it's coming fast. We can't hear it with our ears, but in reality, the stars in the sky are performing a concert. One that never stops. The biggest stars make the lowest, deepest sounds like tubas and double basses. Small stars have high-pitched voices like celestial flutes. These virtuosos don't just play one note at a time. They even our sun has thousands of different sound waves bouncing around inside it, and at any given moment, it's just shifting, moving, lighting, brighting. We are surrounded by universal music. Listen for the sound of the music. Remember, our English word music comes from the English word muse. It's called the science or art of the muses or musings. Thoughts are powerful. They're creative. They can even be preventive because we're thinkers by nature. The universe has its own magnificent surround sound system forever. And we're all part of that sound and that very special echo chamber. Feel it now as we move into 2021 and we feel the shiftings and the levels and phases and spheres of influence that are around us. We're being forced into a different kind of spirituality. I think scientists may be some of the most spiritual people that exist, not necessarily religious, but they're spiritual because they connect with nature, which is the essence of spiritual expression in a very profound and beautiful way. People attribute this quote to Albert Einstein, but it's actually from Bashar. Everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the energy, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Again, moving into spirituality with physics and physiology, quantum theories, philosophy and psychology. The same man said this: everything is here and now, but in various states of visibility and invisibility, depending upon the frequency that you are operating on. And that means the belief system, the definitions that you buy into most strongly. End of quote. In a sense, the frequency you operate on or in is what you think about most frequently. How often you think those thoughts, because what we think about somehow, ultimately we bring about. Thoughts are like magnets. They literally draw you to them. So as you enter this new year in this new way, garner your thoughts, guard them, if you will, and sometimes help guide or re-guide them. We have to sometimes change the direction of the thoughts because thoughts do affect our essence and our experiences. People often ask me regarding my so-called gospel of inclusion, why did I change my mind? And I say to them, I didn't actually necessarily change my mind. My mind changed me. Even Albert Einstein spoke of profoundly and scientifically about the relationship between matter and energy. Will you allow your mind to change you? Rethinking, reconsidering. That's what the word repent actually means. After you have thought, think again. Sometimes we have to change the thinking. Or as Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I now see and hear everything differently than I did the first 50 years of my life. Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions happen every 20 years. The last one was in the year 2000. The last one before this one last Monday, the 21st of December. Those conjunctions aren't all equal. The 2020 great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that occurred Monday was the closest conjunction of the two planets since 1623, and the closest observable since 1226. Now, that may not mean anything to you, but in certain ways, it's going to impact and influence the flow and fluidity and current of the times. I just sense that. I feel that. Saturn and Jupiter have not been observable since medieval times. almost 800 years ago, according to astronomers. This is pretty special. The phenomenon has been named the Christmas star because of its closeness to the Christmas holiday this year. The star was most visible just after sundown. Some of us went out and watched and saw it. It wasn't as bright as it would have been 2,000 years ago for the wise men from the east, if they in fact even saw that, but that's what we assumed they saw, that conjunction. In biblical Christian, the Christmas story, billions of around the world just celebrated it. The wise men or magi from the east saw that conjunction and moved toward Jerusalem, or to where it was, looking for some kind of new age king or new age leader or new age influence. I think this is a new age. And it's being actually called the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign. And many astrologers believe this rare cosmic event ushers in the age of Aquarius, shifting our focus toward unconventional thinking and humanitarianism for the next several years. I think this pandemic has made us appreciate humanity differently and want to help humans more. We are all threatened by what is not yet completely understood by us. And science has even wrestled with what this particular COVID is and a vaccine to address it. People are suspicious. The number one virus in our country right now is distrust, paranoia, fear. It's like every institution of our nation has been undermined, and people are questioning what's on the news and when should you believe and how should you believe this. But this particular conjunction ushers in a new societal ethos that slowly moves away from materialism toward universalism and new ideas. That's what's good about the new year coming. Of course, is the sign of teamwork. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. We're going to do that right here at All Souls. And anybody aware and enlightened around the world will recognize that we all are inextricably connected to each other. We're all part of the grand global expression and picture. It's beautiful. Aquarius is a sign of society. That society it is very progressive and it's humanitarian. That's where we're moving. We're going to care about each other more. We're going to care for each other more. We're going to have higher appreciation, higher evaluations of each other, individually and culturally. I'm very excited to be alive. This is a cause for celebration. So prepare to begin thinking more outside the box, being inspired with new ideas and exciting future possibilities, personally and collectively. This won't be as much of an age of faith or traditional religious dominance, but more of an age of spirituality, knowledge, awareness, education, consciousness. The human species itself will move out of earth consciousness to a figurative Garden of Eden consciousness of beauty and light and social progress. And this powerful feminine energy and the development of and the quality of the mind consciousness is going to be prominent. These are exciting times. Global enlightenment includes the shift in religious sensibilities. The old will pass away and everything will become new as we move forward in time and through time. I'm glad to be alive. I'm encouraging you to lift up your consciousness and elevate. The history of the zodiac is based on the Chinese calendar. And I've been studying and observing. I'm Pisces. The Jesus of Scripture would have been a Pisces, born during the time of the Pisces under that sign and in that particular age. We're moving out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, for those who are interested. And I am. And many of you are, or you will become, because we're wondering, what's the post? What's going to happen next? Where are we going from here? What are we supposed to do next? What's best for the culture? What's best for the community? What's best for the council of the ages? My home, my life, my family, my personal experience of myself is shifting. I actually, I'll be 68 on my next birthday, and I feel a new energy. Just anticipating what may happen and what can possibly happen in just the next few weeks and months. Now, it may get a little bit more worse before it gets better, tense, because we're going through a shift in the leadership of the free world. That's one of the most powerful positions on the planet. The President of the United States and indirectly is President of the world. And so we have a new president who will set a new precedence. And I expect that to be powerful. We won't be as traumatized and dramatized. I think there's a new settling in and just kind of going with the flow, becoming fluid and current, or go with the current. Don't just go with the flow, grow with the flow, even and especially when it becomes a flood. I've learned to do that in my own life, to just go with that flow. In my spirit, in my inner knowing. Everybody has an inner knowing. We don't always pay attention to it. We don't always recognize it because we're taught not to. But if you settle yourself in this, many people will set aside the month of January for a time of meditation. Some folks, medication. Meditation can be medication to the soul. You just calm yourself. I normally enter the year on a Daniel's fast. I stop eating meat. That's one of my favorite things to stop doing. I'm going to more of a plant-based diet anyway, just for health purposes. And just kind of eat fresh vegetables and fresh fruits and grains and seeds, and drink more water, and try to drink a liter or two in the morning before I do anything. Just getting the flow, because we're at 70% water. The earth's surface is 70% water. We're around 50 to 60 as adults, but when we're born, we're about 80% water. The lungs and the brain remain water. That's mist and mysticism. It's moisture. Expect a new sense of moisture, a different change from the dry spell that we've been going through culturally for decades and centuries. I think there's a new mysticism, a new moisture, a new wetness, a new water that's coming through our bodies. Try to drink non-alkaline water, and if you can, reverse osmosis. Think of your health, think of your heart, think of your head, think of your entire being as we enter this new year. Happy New You, Happy New Year, happier. New you. Keep hope alive. I love that. Stay alert, stay aware, and don't be alarmed. Just be alert. Prepare for the shift. Prepare for the change and enjoy it. It's one of the religions that influenced the zodiac was Taoism. And the wise men from the East may have been Chinese or even Taoist. Taoist ethics vary depending on the particular school, but in general, listen to this, they tend to emphasize wu wei, which is action without intention, or naturalness, simplicity, spontaneity, and the three treasures of compassion, frugality, and humility. There is a natural flow in the universe and to it. You are part of that. Enjoy it. We have to walk on, we have to work on, we have to teach on, sing on, and sail on. And we're going to do that. Let it be.
If we want hope to survive in this world today, then every day we've got to walk on, walk on. If we want hope to survive in the world today, every day we've got to walk on. If we want hope to survive in this world today, then every day we've got to work on, work on. If we want hope to survive in the world today, then every day we've got to work on. If we want hope to survive in this world today, then every day we've got to move on, move on. Hope to survive in the world today, then every day we've got to move on. If we want hope to survive in the world today, then every day we've got to march on. If we want hope to survive in the world today, then every day we've got to march on. If we want hope to survive, hope to survive, we've got to teach on.